Hey everybody, this is In My Opinion with Rex and BigT. This is our third episode of the podcast time. Yeah. I couldn't think of the right words there.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know. Anyway, third episode. Yeah. Um, for those of you who've been tuning in, make sure that you keep on tuning in because we're gonna, once we get some more subscribers and followers, we may try and get some giveaways or something along those lines later on down the line. If you're new to the podcast and you're listening to us for the first time, this podcast is purely about professional wrestling, everything from WWE, NXT, TNA, if they ever do anything relevant, New Japan Pro Wrestling, etc., etc., etc. So, you know, this is purely professional wrestling and talking about the ins and outs and what we think and predictions and so on and so forth. So, without further ado, let's jump right on in on what happened on this past week. I don't know. I feel like we need to address our hottest free agent. I don't know why I want to open up with this guy, but it's been funny, and it started out kind of annoying, but then it started to get kind of funny. Heath Slater has become like a recurring character on both shows.
Yeah, he has, hasn't he?
Yes, and it's very funny because he's slowly becoming like the, well, no, it's more like he's becoming the
joke.
No, he's starting to be taken. He's getting more screen time than any of the other wrestlers.
Oh my god, he is, isn't he?
Any wrestler in the entire fucking locker room isn't getting as much airtime as him.
He's the only one that went up against Brock Lesnar. Zeta Fox.
Yeah, right? Right, yeah, like, everybody's always like, oh, man, oh, shit, and everything. No, hey, Slater just walks out, he looks him down, and like, bring it. Like, well, okay, then. Like, I don't know. I feel like, I mean, we saw him, I guess technically he won against Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Via disqualification, but
he didn't get his contract.
I personally I like Slater, but I feel like he needs a complete character overhaul. Like he really does.
Yeah.
He needs to get like a complete character overhaul to be taken seriously. I know he has
the
his
one-man band isn't working.
Exactly. And on top of that, I mean, he has a little fan club, but the thing is, well, yeah, he has the people who are
Bullet Club?
No, like he has his little clique of people that are his big supporters of him. They think that he's just the shit, when in reality he's a joke. I mean, that's just how it is. What they need to do is they need to build him up so that the people that are fans of his can actually have somebody that they're a fan of that they see as viable. Like it makes sense.
Right.
That's about all the time.
Do you think he's gonna get involved in SummerSlam somehow?
He might. I mean,
I didn't think about that until now.
He might.
I mean, why keep your hottest free agent off of pay-per-view?
Whatever. Anyway, so moving off of Heath Slater, I do want to talk about the recent plague that has struck the WWE. Fucking wellness policy suspensions.
Oh, right.
Okay, like it starts with...
Oh, I wanted to tell you about this. Do you know why Eva got suspended?
Adderall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
ain't that some fucked up shit?
Right. But it's like last year before WrestleMania, it was injuries. Everybody's getting injured left and right. We had a fucked up WrestleMania card because we had so many fucking people injured. Now, ever since Roman Reigns fucking got popped for his wellness suspension right before Battleground, then all of a sudden it goes to fucking, Del Rio, followed up by Paige, followed up by Eva Marie.
Has there been any more?
No, not yet. But it's like I don't know whether these people are all. I know that Roman was also with Adderall, doing Adderall.
Yeah.
But I think he was abusing it. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But Eva is Adderall. Del Rio and Paige, we have no idea what it could be. I found it really weird that they would even suspend Paige, though, with her injury going on.
I know, right?
She had no reason to get... I mean, why would they even test her for the wellness policy when she's injured and not currently competing as a wrestler anyway?
They don't do the testing. The government does the testing.
Well, regardless.
Like, they randomly pick wrestlers. Apparently, it don't matter if they're on the card or not.
Right. I don't know. It's very agitating. I mean, with Del Rio getting suspended, it's not like it's a big loss, especially since he's talking about leaving the company
Right.
in October. I think is when his contract runs out.
I think he's gonna go back to ROH.
I could see that.
New Japan.
I mean, Del Rio. I mean, he's had his run in the WWE, but his character is just—it's a flop. It's just not. They tried. It didn't work. But
I think it's all of his like the League of Nations and whatnot that actually did him in.
I don't know. The League of Nations. I felt like that had some potential, but it was just turned into a joke from Roman Reigns' whole gimmick as well.
Yeah.
Like they could have made that a lot stronger than what it really was.
Could have made it like the Shield 2.0.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but I'd go far enough to say maybe Evolution 2.0.
Okay, yeah.
Like,
yeah. All right.
But I don't know. Like it's gonna be funny because I read a tweet. I read an article where somebody actually said that there were more suspensions coming.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know who, I don't know when, but apparently more suspensions are on the way.
Huh.
I don't know who it'd be, but that's just what they had said. But I mean, you know, I find it a little annoying though that they're suspending all these wrestlers and then not doing anything about Lesnar.
Well, no, like the one thing that gets me is okay. They're probably gonna set up something with Alberto at the pay-per-view. All right, he's suspended.
Right.
Roman Reigns, they knew he was suspended before his title defense, but they waited.
Right.
So why can't they wait on him?
I don't know.
Or on Eva or.
Well, apparently, I think that they announced Eva's match at SummerSlam.
Yeah,
on Tuesday, and they found out on Wednesday or something.
I think it was Thursday.
Was it Thursday? I don't know. They found out like a couple days after, so they had already announced the match. I doubt she would have even been involved in the match if they would have known. The only reason that Roman Reigns get to do what he did was because the fact that he's fucking Roman Reigns. Vince rides that dick like a motherfucker.
Well, used to
ride that dick like a motherfucker, and he wants to. He wanted to get the Shield triple threat going. He wanted to do that match.
Right.
So I mean, that's what the whole thing was. That's the only reason that he got treated the way he did. But anyway, we'll have to wait and see if we have some more suspensions. If so, it'll be very interesting. Moving onward, though, since we're on the subject of Roman Reigns, Reigns and Rusev didn't really have much new shit happen this week. Just a little bit more build-up.
Wasn't this the week that they spent an hour on him? Like at the beginning?
Not really. I mean, we had Rusev came out and
yeah, they spent an hour on him. That promo at the beginning was 30 minutes.
Was it really?
And
felt like
their match that we fast forward through was about 30 minutes.
Yeah. I found that so weird that they did that.
I know, right?
It makes no sense.
Like everybody's saying, why would they do that? Because it makes their pay-per-view match don't seem that important anymore.
Right, because now you know Roman Reigns is has won. Now that Roman Reigns has won, 9 times out of 10, Rusev's gonna find some way to cheat to win.
Right.
And keep the title.
Probably through Lana.
Yeah, through Lana, or he's gonna get disqualified, or something. Something is gonna happen because it's now been shown that Rusev loses to Reigns in a fair match.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's very fucking annoying that they did that at all. I mean, that's why I didn't want to watch the match, because if I watched the match and then come SummerSlam, I'm gonna be like, well, this match I've already seen. I'm gonna go take a dump. Like, that's basically what I'm gonna say. Like,
no, everybody else is gonna say that.
Yeah. There has been a new match added to the SummerSlam card. I don't know if you had heard or not.
What?
I don't know if it's gonna be on the kickoff show or if it's gonna be on the main card or what. But it's Darren Young versus Titus O'Neil has been added to the card.
Okay.
So I mean, like, it's not like it's a big, oh my god, right home to your mother fucking freak out match, but it's still a match that's worth noting. Especially, it's always interesting when two former tag team partners face each other, especially former tag team champions face each other, because
Who
you
do they
get,
want to put over?
yeah, you get to see who do they like more.
Yeah.
Who do they want to put over more? Who's going to be the Marty Jannetty of the group? Who's going to be the one to fade away? It's going to be interesting to see what they...
After this rivalry, we'll find out.
Oh, yeah, after this rivalry, we're going to see whether it be Titus or whether it be Young. One of them is going to just kind of fade away, and nothing's going to happen. I mean, honestly, neither one of them are overly big with the fans anyway, so it's not like it's going to be a big thing.
Honestly, if I had to pick between the two, I think Young is more over than Titus, but I mean, not by much.
Yeah, I guess, but that's only because Titus is a better heel, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think they were playing with it at the beginning of this rivalry.
Right, they're trying to see which one could do the better heel.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I don't know about that one. I mean, I'm, like I said, nothing to be like, oh my god, about, but it's something. Kind of like the fact that we have a best of 7 match between Cesaro and Sheamus.
Oh my god. Whose idea was it for that?
I don't know. I feel like that's like Vince's idea of, you know what? We have a lot of shit going on right now. We don't really have anything for these two to do, so let's just keep them busy.
7 pay-per-views.
Yeah, well, maybe they'll do some of the matches on Raw. Maybe.
I hope.
That we would hope. Yeah. All I know is it's like, you know, who gives a flying fuck? Like, Cesaro...
I think it's going to be one of those things that only happen on a pay-per-view, though.
I mean, end result is Cesaro's going to win this little best of 7. Like, and by the end, I don't know exactly who's going to win come SummerSlam, but in terms of this whole best of 7 bullshit...
Yeah, they're going to be tied in that last...
Yeah, Cesaro's going to win it. And so I don't even know. I think it's simply just, let's keep these two occupied but on screen. They plan to do something with them. So
but right now they can't.
Yeah, right now they have other things that they want to do, so they're just going to keep them on screen and keep them relevant. It's just, I'm going to be so sick of seeing those two face each other by the end of this little sequence of 7.
I'm already sick and tired of it.
Yeah, I mean, god damn, it's so stupid. I hate it. So we go on over to, we possibly, now it's not confirmed yet, but we possibly saw the end of the Wyatt family, like the permanent end of the Wyatt family.
Wait, we're jumping over there? Huh? Usually we do all of Raw first.
Well, you know,
because he's your favorite.
No.
Yeah, he is.
Shut up.
That's why you want to see him for last.
No, shut up.
Yeah. I'll do the same.
So, the Wyatt breakup. Well, if that is what it is.
Right.
If it's a breakup. Eric Rowan loses a match against, who was it? Cena? Yeah.
Was it? Sure. Why
no,
not?
it wasn't Cena. Who was it? God damn it. Rowan was facing somebody and he lost. Ambrose! That's who it was. God damn.
Yeah.
Ambrose lost to Rowan and
then... It was.
Yeah, or Ambrose beat Rowan and Wyatt just walked out.
Yeah.
And
no, he looked at his mask, got up, sat on the chair, and then walked.
Yeah, so it's like, it almost seems as if, you know what, I'm done with you. You're useless.
Right. If that's true,
that's
sorry for him.
That's the best angle they could do. I mean,
well,
everybody
no,
was going to...
Rowan is going to flop then.
Oh, yeah. Well, the thing is like, now they may be able to rebuild his character, maybe, like, do something different with him.
Right.
But the thing is this is the best move they could have made for Bray Wyatt. Because as long as Bray Wyatt and Eric Rowan were on the same roster, people were going to expect Rowan to come out and help. And be asking nonstop, why isn't Rowan helping Wyatt? Why isn't Rowan there? You know, anytime that anything happens, people are going to be expecting Eric Rowan. If Wyatt turns his back on Rowan, at that point, Wyatt is officially...
Does Wyatt have a match at SummerSlam?
Not currently, no. I don't believe so.
Really?
Yeah, not currently.
Huh.
No, and I doubt that he will. I mean, the match at SummerSlam, the card at SummerSlam is pretty fucking stacked. I doubt they're going to have time to put another match in there.
versus Dolph versus Wyatt is still a possibility.
See, that would be hard to... I mean, yes, it's a possibility.
No, because
they've done that shit before.
Because they could have Wyatt interfere.
Right.
Disqualification. Shane or Brian comes out, says, no, we aren't going to end it like that. restart the match, but this time it's gonna be triple threat.
Yeah, I mean,
just so we know we're
I
gonna
could
have a
see it, but I then again I couldn't. I don't know. I feel like they're gonna wait for Wyatt until after whoever wins between Ziggler and Ambrose happens.
So Ambrose.
So, like whoever wins between those two is gonna go on to challenge Wyatt, I think.
Right.
So we got a very disrespectful, I think, promo out of Apollo Crews this week with Crews and the Miz, with Apollo Crews and Miz. And I'm not talking like disrespectful to us or anything. I'm saying it's disrespectful to the title that this is over. We go to a commercial break. We come back and we find out that during the commercial they did this build-up promo for the Intercontinental Championship match. And in my opinion, it was highly disrespectful. Because that is the Intercontinental Championship.
Okay, what was the promo about? I forgot.
Apollo Crews basically came out and, said stuff like, everybody's going to remember my name and everybody's going to remember me and so on. And Miz is like, I remember your name, you're Apollo Creed. And that time Crews lays him out.
Okay.
But
after you lost the match, right.
Yeah.
Right.
And
right.
I'm sitting there thinking to myself,
or no, wait, it was after the Miz TV thing.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I remember it now.
In my opinion, the whole thing was just really, really, really dumb and kind of disrespectful. I mean, the Intercontinental Championship may not be that big of a title, but it's still a title that's been held by some of the greatest wrestlers in this company.
Yep.
And they decide to sit there and build this son of a bitch up during a commercial? It's like,
I know.
What the fuck?
I know, right?
It's like, it's almost as if, like, this match really doesn't matter. So we're just going to do this here so that the fans can see it, the crowd doesn't really, or the people at home don't really care.
Well, no, like, we got to see it, but we
part of it. I think we only got to see, like, the end of it. Like, we just saw Crews saying the last bit, and then he did his finisher to Miz.
I don't know.
Like, that was it. It was so stupid. Like, I hated it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Like, I thought it was really dumb. To move on to something I like, though, Baron fucking Corbin. Beating the shit out of Kalisto.
Again.
2 weeks running now. And by God, when he beats him up, by God, he beats him up.
Does Baron have a match?
Baron does not have a match yet.
Huh. So that's probably going to happen.
Possibly. I don't think it's going to happen right off the bat.
Really?
When that match does happen, though, I really feel like Corbin's going to beat the shit out of that kid.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Kalisto's going to get tore up.
Poor Kalisto, but yeah, I think it's what has to happen.
But then again, you could see like an awesome like reversal of the end of days. Like he swings him back to do the end of days, and like Kalisto hangs on. It's like wing, 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 like a fucking swing.
What the hell?
Or like swings up into like a fucking Hurricane Rana or something. Like I could see some cool reversals out of Kalisto with that move.
Yeah, but if he hits it, it's done.
Oh yeah, done. I don't know. I honestly was like, damn, this looks brutal. Like when he had his fucking face smashed up against that door,
right,
and it was like, he's just like dragging his face down to the ground. He's like, every time you get up, I'm gonna put you back down, and you're just like, oh shit, it's a big motherfucker. That's like that was almost like one of those like creepy. Like I was waiting for him to like bite his ear and be like, I'll see you later. Like it was one of those things you see like Last House on the Left, or I spit on your grave. You're just like, bam, right up against the wall. You're like, bend over. Bear wants some sweets. It's like something out of Deliverance. I was waiting for the fucking it looked like he was about to get fucked real bad.
Yeah.
So now that we've touched a little bit on all the smaller things that have been going on, let's start getting into some of the main event type matches. Right off the bat, we'll talk about AJ Styles, John Cena. Okay, nothing really new really happened this week except for the fact that for the first time in a good minute now,
John Cena.
Yeah, for the first time in a good minute now, Cena actually got his hands on Styles. Like, got his hands on Styles.
I think Styles is going to go over in that match.
It'll be interesting to see. I'm kind of saving my predictions to the end.
Right.
But I'm waiting to see.
No, you can't be talking about him and not expect something.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, Styles, I could see Cena going over in that match, too. I mean, I'm not saying that he will. I'm just saying, like, they could put him over, especially since Styles went over the first time.
Yeah,
and
but
then
last time
was a tag team match.
yes, but still.
Yeah.
Still.
I mean, like, yeah, that's why I said it makes sense if Styles wins. It would make sense. I'm just saying, like, I could see them giving it to Cena as well, because
So it'll be 1-2, just like all the other
well,
rivalries
in terms of singles matches, it'd be 1-1, and then they could be like at Backlash, the very first big SmackDown pay-per-view, they have their final clash of the fucking Titans, and have like some wicked stipulation or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but to finish off the whole thing, I thought they were gonna do it this time. Honestly, I thought they were gonna do a fucking stipulation on this match, and they didn't. It just turned into a normal singles match.
Right.
So I mean, it's gonna be. I feel like if Styles does go over, I think it might be with the club's help again. I mean,
I don't think so.
You don't think?
Mm-mm. I think if the club gets involved, it's gonna be Seth versus Finn. If they get involved.
By the way, speaking of Finn, I read an interview. It's kind of stealing from another podcast, but
who cares?
On Talk Is Jericho, Chris Jericho's podcast, he interviewed Finn Balor.
Oh, really?
And asked him, how he felt about the debut that he had, and how he felt about leaving NXT and everything like that. And Finn had a lot of interesting things to say. For one, he said that whenever he left NXT, it was really bittersweet. He said him, Kevin Owens, and sorry, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn all kind of came into NXT together. And they were all in the developmental at the same time. Like they all showed up at the same time and were training together and everything like that. And he's like, he waited patiently in the background, and you had Sami Zayn had his time, Owens had his time, then he got his time. Right. And he's like it's funny.
It happened exactly like that too.
Yeah. But it was funny because he's like, leaving NXT was very bittersweet, and it was also a little funny because whenever he left NXT, everybody kept saying, well, what is the future of NXT? He's like, the revitalization that Triple H does with that brand is incredible. He's like, I have no doubt in my mind.
There will always be a face of NXT.
Exactly.
Right now it's Shinsuke.
Yeah, and that's what he said. He's like, normally you always have somebody who can step into that spot. He's like, the NXT will always be able to bounce back when somebody gets brought up. That's just a hands down.
And after Shinsuke, it's probably going to be Bobby.
I could see that too. I mean, it's just a matter of how they want to go about it. But it's still a fact that, he was sitting there and he was saying whenever Owens went up, and then when Zayn went up, then Owens went up, and so on and so forth.
Right.
He said he actually did. And he admitted, he said, I actually got a little angry. I got a little frustrated. He's like, because I was hungry. I wanted to go to the main roster. I wanted to, prove myself, move with the big dogs,
Right.
He's like, but now in hindsight, looking back on it, I'm glad that I spent my time on NXT when I did. He's like, because my matches with Samoa Joe taught me so much. He's like, Joe taught me how to fight, not wrestle, fight. He's like, because that is what our matches were. They weren't wrestling matches. They were outright fights.
Right.
He's like, one of my favorite. He's like my two favorite matches when I was on NXT was when I faced Kevin Owens in Japan, and when I faced Samoa Joe in the cage match.
Huh? Really?
He said those are my two favorite matches in NXT.
Shinsuke wasn't on there? Huh? That's weird.
He said those were his two favorite matches in NXT.
Probably because he lost.
Were those two times. He said, and Joe taught him so much in terms of everything. Then Jericho went on to ask him, about his match with Roman Reigns and his upcoming match with Seth Rollins. And he's like, he said Roman Reigns, he's like, I don't understand why he's not more liked by the fans. He's like, because quite frankly, he is a great worker in that ring. He's
it's his gimmick.
Right.
I mean, honestly.
Well, Finn openly admitted, he's like, to be completely honest, Roman held my hand through 90% of that match. Right. He's like, he made the moves and I just reacted accordingly to his moves. He's like, Roman did all of the directing of the traffic in that match, and he did it like just so gentle and elegantly and just perfect. Like it was a great match.
Right.
He said that Seth Rollins, he said he has been admiring Seth Rollins from NXT for a long time.
Oh,
he
really?
said yes.
So this is kind of like a dream match.
Exactly. He said in his mind, this is going to be a great match for him. He's going to love this match.
Oh, yeah, it's going to steal the show.
Oh, yeah. He said hands down, he said Seth Rollins, this match, he's looking forward to it so much because he's already enjoyed working with Seth Rollins in the times that they have worked together.
Right.
And he said that the two of them...
That wasn't even on NXT. That was before NXT.
Right.
That they worked together.
Well, he said that he was more than... He's so ecstatic that he... got to do it, and then they talked about him getting brought up when he did, and why they pushed him for Seth Rollins, and the Universal Championship and whatnot. And he said that originally, when he was gonna get brought up, the original plan was for him to fight Jericho. That was the original plan. They were supposed to work together on a match, and they were gonna do that sooner rather than later. And then Vince decided to change his mind, and he decided he was going to actually bring Balor up to face Rollins instead, and work it that way with that angle. He's like that. He's like either way it works. He's like he said to Jericho, he's like we would have put on a great match too. He's like but boss says what the boss says.
Right.
Then let's see. I'm trying to think of everything that he had said. They asked him about the demon gimmick. Where it came from.
Demon King.
Well, we'll get there. They asked him about the demon gimmick, where it came from, so on and so forth, and he said that it was funny because he first thought about wearing like a full body suit. And then he thought about wearing a mask.
Right.
When he created the whole demon gimmick when he was over in New Japan, he did it because he turned heel. He went heel, and he wanted something to change his look. To symbolize that. Yeah. And so that's what the demon was supposed to be, was him, bad guy.
Right.
And I was like, that's something I didn't know. And when I read that, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I didn't know that. So, okay. But like, he said that he finally agreed. He finally decided on the body paint. And he said that he does a lot of it on his own, but he's like throughout a lot of those NXT Takeover matches, he would actually have like 3 or 4 fucking artists come flying in to come and help him with his paint and everything.
I heard Enzo helped him.
Enzo helped. Helps him.
Yeah.
But he said that he's kind of happy now that he's on the main roster and he's making a little bit more money now, and he's got a lot more of the costume designers with him now. Maybe he won't have to go through that much of a fucking pain in the ass to choose makeup every time. So, I mean that's a plus side. But it was really interesting. Here's something that I was really excited about though. Jericho asked him, "What would be your dream match?" He's like, if you could pick anybody in this company to face, say at WrestleMania, who would it be? And he said the first thing he said was well, I'm a big fan of Seth Rollins. I'm looking forward to working with him a lot. He's like, I do look forward in the future at some point to face John Cena. He's had a spectacular career. He's at the top of the company, and that's where I want to be one day, is at the top of the company.
Right.
He's like, but if I had to pick one wrestler, I think the Demon versus the Phenom would be golden. And Undertaker would be his dream match. I was like, yes, the Demon versus the Dead Man.
When was this?
I read it I think it was yesterday or the day before that I read about it.
When was it?
The interview?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't look at it.
Because that's weird, because I told you that Undertaker is coming back.
Huh. Man, that would be so bitchin'. Like, I'm not even kidding. The Phenom versus the Demon. I'd be like, oh!
No. It's just shocking because Undertaker's dyed his hair, he's dyed his beard, he's...
Right. I forgot. They also asked him about the club. About the Bullet Club. And they said, do you see...
Oh, the Bullet Club.
Well, yeah, that's how they referred to it. Or the Baller Club, Bullet Club, or whatever. But he asked him, he's like, do you see you and the club reuniting soon since you're all on the same brand? A lot of fan speculation has been expecting a reunion between the three of you. And he said he's like, maybe in the future, sometime down the line. He's like, but as of right now, I feel like it's a lot better choice to just kind of them do their thing and me do my thing. He's like, I see.
But that could just be
right. It could be just a work, but he said, you know, right now it seems like us kind of being separate is the better option right now.
Honestly, if they really wanted to spin this, they would make Seth Rollins the leader.
See, that would be funny. That would be cool.
Because they've already hinted at it.
Right. But like that whole he said that he said in the future. Maybe, but right now,
the Rollins Club.
Right now. So since we're already talking in depth with the whole Finn Balor thing, we may as well bring up
which was a stupid move.
Oh my god! Oh, it makes me cringe every time they say it. But the Demon King.
Oh no, not that. I was thinking you were gonna talk about the debut, like how they brought him up on Raw.
Oh, well, that too.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
That was a dumb move.
Like, first of all, the Demon is supposed to be for main event pay-per-view only.
Yeah.
Like, that's how it was in NXT, at
just,
least.
It
was supposed to be...
It.
Yeah, well, I mean, I wouldn't go as far to say they ruined it. I would say they ruined the debut. Like, they didn't ruin the character, but they ruined the debut. Because it's like, I think it would have been a lot more acceptable if, like, Rollins would have gone out to the ring, calls out the Demon King, okay? And, like, lights go out, you see smoke everywhere, and then, like...
nobody comes out.
Well, no, like, I don't know, fucking lightning flashes, or, like... Well, no, that'd be too Undertaker-ish. I guess more like... I'm trying to think of a cool little, like, graphic they could do to, like, scare the shit out of Rollins and make him be like, oh, fuck! And, like, be like, you know, or, like some, like, echoing thing of Finn's voice or something being like, you think you know what you want. Or something, I don't know, like, I think that would have been great to, like, build it up, like, the mystique to, like, freak Seth Rollins out. And then he won't know what he's going to be dealing with at SummerSlam. And then, bam, out he comes at SummerSlam with this big, extravagant, badass entrance. Like, that would have been perfect. Instead, they go, and the entrance was still cool. It was a really great entrance. But it was the fact, they could have totally done that on SummerSlam, and it would have been so much cooler.
Yeah.
The only way they're going to be able to top that is if they make the entrance tomorrow at SummerSlam that much better. Like, it has to be, like, fucking I don't flashy.
Think so.
It's got to be so big.
I don't think they will.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how they go about it, because, like they totally, like just all the wind suck up the sails.
I mean, he usually has a gimmick to go behind it.
Well,
like, in London, he was
the Jack the
Ripper.
Well, he didn't start that until near the end, though.
No. Yeah. He
I don't remember anything before Jack the Ripper. What did he have before that?
Shit. What was it?
Because I don't remember
I'd
him.
have to look it up.
I don't remember him having any gimmicks like that. Like, he always came out as a demon, but he never came out with some, like, style or something.
Yeah.
Like, I remember he did that at a... he didn't do it at a... their last match with Joe. He didn't do it then either. Well, technically, I guess he did it with the fence, with him, like jumping up against the fence.
Yeah,
I guess that would be considered. Things. Yeah. I think my least favorite one was the chainsaw. I thought that was kind of silly.
Yeah, London.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of silly. But
no, what's... Oh my god. What's really stupid is that they used it as the 2K17 entrance. Championship entrance.
Yeah, I hope that's changeable, because I'll do that first thing.
Yeah.
Changing.
Well, no, like, you haven't seen it yet, have you?
No, but it's still the fact
it's just the beginning, but still, it's the beginning.
I look at it this way. It's like, why would you make the permanent championship entrance for one of your characters an entrance that they did once?
Yeah, but, I mean,
that
was their WrestleMania.
Still, it's still the matter of one time he did that. It'd be like having John Cena's entrance be every time he comes out at WrestleMania. I mean, do you know how many different times he's came out in some special way? One time he came out with a fucking Tommy gun. One time he came out driving a car. The other time he had like 15 duplicates running down the ramp, all doing the "you can't see me" sign.
Yeah.
It'd be like them doing that. Every single fucking time that a game came out, they changed this fucking championship entrance to his WrestleMania entrance and made it all like extravagant. it'd be stupid because it's something he only did once.
Yeah, yeah. I get you.
I dislike it so highly. And another thing I dislike, and I just like, seriously, if I ever met Vince McMahon right now, I'd smack him in the face for changing the name to the Demon King. Oh my God! Like every time he says that, it makes me cringe. So especially because like he's like, Demon King, where are you, Demon King? It's like, oh.
It's like no, please don't.
It's the demon. That's it. No king, no Demon King, no nothing like that. He's not the Demon Prince or the Demon King or the Demon. No, he is the demon. What the fuck? Why do you fuck with a good thing? Prince Devitt or David or whatever the fuck it's called. But like fucking like it's like what they did to Adrian Neville. It's like bring him up to as Adrian Neville and change his name completely and take his first name away.
Right? Why did they do that?
I don't know. I'm waiting for Sami Zayn to become Zayn.
Or Kevin Owens to become Owens.
No, Kevin Owens can get called KO all the time. That's it. Like it pissed me off so bad. So we'll carry over here. Sasha Banks got her ass whipped this week.
Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Charlotte and Dana Brooke whipped the shit out of her. Nothing really surprising.
That's not on there. No, it's not. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Okay.
Yeah. Sasha Banks got her ass whipped, which is what it is. I mean, that's kind of a typical build.
Yeah.
I'm not really much to say about that. Yeah. It just kind of reinforces the fact of what we both pretty much think about that match.
Yeah.
So Sasha Banks getting assaulted. I mean, whereas it was kind of predictable, I guess it was a good way to try and make Charlotte and Dana look a little bit more stronger.
Well, Dana's not going to be there.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, I don't even understand why Dana was involved in it, but whatever.
What if she does get involved? What happens?
Well, she's banned from ringside, so I'd imagine if she got involved.
But would it go down on?
Mick Foley would probably have to come out and either restart the match or strip the title or something.
Strip.
Or not strip the title. And say that Charlotte Otto loses or something. Yeah. I don't know.
But my question is, would the punishment come down on Dana or Charlotte?
Probably Charlotte.
Let's say Charlotte don't even know she's gonna get involved, and she gets involved. Bam! Charlotte gets punished for it.
Charlotte would still get punished for it. Which is how it is. That's what they would do. It's the same thing that whenever the Shield debuted and they blamed Punk for it.
Right.
You know, even though Punk kept saying I didn't know he was gonna come out.
Right.
So we carry over here. We got Ambrose and Ziggler. They both cut a respective promo this week.
Yeah.
And I really don't know who won. Because between their mic work, like, they were both really, really good. I think if I had to give it to one of them, I'd give it to Ambrose in terms of the mic work.
Really?
Yeah.
I think Ziggler.
Yeah. I don't know.
You're
I feel
more of
like...
a fan of
no, it's not. It's not even that. I like Ziggler. If he wins on Sunday, I won't be upset one bit.
Well, no, like in
terms of the promo, like it seemed like Ziggler was more just kind of repeating what Ambrose said in a louder manner and then kicking him in the face. He said a few things different, but like for the most part, he kind of just reiterated everything. I did like the unpredictability of the kick. I thought that was really nice. Like how he's just like, you're gonna look up, you're gonna be like, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? And bam! He's just like, bam, kick to the face. I was like, wow, okay, didn't see that coming.
Yeah,
that was a very funny point right there.
Yeah,
But I think that's gonna be a really good match. It's gonna be hard to pick another. It's gonna be another, fight that I think could have the potential for match of the night. I think Finn and Seth will probably put on the better match. But I feel like if there's going to be a second match that's going to be that good, it's going to be that one. Because those two are both really good performers. Every time they're in the ring, they never put on a bad match.
Yeah.
So, the two of them...
Styles and Cena.
Uh-huh.
Styles and Cena.
Styles and Cena is just going to be more of the same, though. Like, we've seen that match.
Yeah, but,
so,
they have to one-up it.
Yeah, it's going to be a good match. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying I probably won't classify that as a match of the night because of multiple reasons. One, there's nothing really on the line. Two,
right.
We've already seen the match,
right.
Once already. 3, it's Cena and Styles. We know what they both can do, and we know what they do in the ring to each other. So, I mean, it's going to be a good match. I just don't think it's going to be like a, match of the night caliber. It's just not big enough for that,
Oh, we're not going to talk about that?
I'm getting there.
Well, no. I don't see something under SummerSlam.
Hey, wait for it.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No. But anyway,
Okay.
So we go onward. So we get the NXT.
Well, it isn't a pick.
NXT. Okay.
Okay.
Nothing really big happened on NXT except for a couple things. One of which, they kind of debuted a bunch of divas that kind of
not debuted.
They kind of showcased them because I mean with all the divas that have come up to the main roster with the draft, they had to kind of fill the slots because right now all you got is Asuka and Bayley, and one of those motherfuckers is going to the main roster. I bet money on it. So,
they could do one more, but after that one more, it's done. It's done.
All I know is that
and that depends on how tonight goes.
Right. It's gonna be interesting to see exactly what happens with all these divas. I didn't find anybody that really jumped out and was like amazing to me, but I mean, like, they had some promise. They had a couple of cool moves.
Well, you gotta remember, what is NXT?
It's a developmental ground.
Yeah.
Exactly. They got to build them up. I get that. I'm just saying none of them really jumped out to like, wow, I'm going to keep my eye on her.
Right.
None of them really jumped out. The only ones that I could really say, I thought that Glenn Cross. She
impressed me.
She did okay. I didn't care much for her look. Like, she seemed kind of little kiddish in the ring. Like she was like fresh out of high school, not really belonging there, just there.
Well, she might just be out of high school. You don't know.
But like, it's very it's gonna be very interesting to see. Then there was the other one that I don't remember her name, but she came out in like the gold bra and underwear.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember her name. She did pretty damn good too.
Yeah.
Even though she's the one that lost in the match, she tapped out to Carmella.
Right.
But the one that I really don't like though is the one that literally looks like a Carmella ripoff. I don't remember her name.
Liv Morgan?
Yeah, that's it. I'm sorry, but like, we have a Carmella already that I'm already saying needs to drop that gimmick.
We've already. It's not the gimmick. It's just the clothes.
Yes, but
she don't have that gimmick. She just has kind of the same clothes.
I don't know.
And the hairstyle.
Uh-huh.
It's not the gimmick.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't heard her cut a mic promo yet, so maybe I'll change my opinion once I hear her talk. Maybe she won't talk with a Brooklyn accent because I'm the, Queen of South Beach or whatever the fuck she wants to say. That's what it is. I don't know.
God damn it, dude.
Failure. Anyway, I mean, I don't know.
FML, dude.
I don't know. I knew it was something like that. Princess of Staten Island. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what I said like 5 minutes ago.
Fuck you. But the highlight of NXT was hands down the closing. Was Samoa Joe and Shinsuke Nakamura's interview with each other. And I feel like I kind of pissed you off the night that this happened. Because
you have your opinion.
Because of my opinion of it.
Well, yeah.
I wish we had a little bit more viewers so we could get some better insight. If of our viewers and of our people who watch this, listen to this later on down the road. I really am curious what your guys' opinion is on
after
this.
We get enough subscribers, we could probably do like a face cam or something.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
that'd be pretty cool.
Like, we don't have a whole lot of viewers for this, but I am gonna pose a weekly question here. In terms of Samoa Joe and Shinsuke Nakamura's interview, I'm curious, who do you think won in that exchange? Just leave the comment below. We're each gonna speak our opinions on what we think, but I'm really curious if it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just my opinion. Maybe I'm just fucked up in the head.
You are.
I don't know.
I do.
My personal opinion, okay, is that Joe carried the entire interview.
Yeah, but Joe isn't Japanese.
Okay, but like, you can use the Japanese defense if Shinsuke legitimately couldn't speak it. He was speaking.
Well, no, like
he was speaking,
was
but he was speaking with like 1 or 2 word answers
because he don't know it yet. He's learning. Like I told you, somebody's teaching him.
I don't know.
English. I think English is the most hardest language to.
Most hardest, obviously.
Fuck you.
I mean, like Rex's opinion here is he thinks that Shinsuke did just fine. That it was a give and take on both ends because Shinsuke can't speak proper English yet.
Right.
And I mean, I guess if you want to give him that credit, if you want to sit there and say, you know, give him a break, he doesn't know English all that well.
Yes.
Yeah, I can give him that break. That's fine, but that still doesn't take away the fact that Joe did carry that interview. I mean, I can sit there
bits and say, pieces.
Like, I'm not going to condemn Shinsuke for it. I'm still a fan of his. I'm not saying anything bad about the guy in terms of anything. I was saying that earlier. His ring work, amazing. His presence, amazing. Like I said,
he has one of the best ring work that I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, he's really good in that ring.
I can't wait until he gets called up and face guys like John Cena. I want to see him. I know this match has already happened, but AJ Styles.
I want to have him throw off against fucking Seth Rollins. Fucking the 2 of them in the ring ought to be pretty damn good.
Yeah.
But I mean, hands down though, I mean, I'm not saying anything bad about Shinsuke, and I mean, yeah, I'll cut him a break and say, like, I'm not gonna say he has bad mic work since he doesn't have the ability to speak proper English, but I'm going to say that he doesn't have good enough mic work for like main roster title material. NXT, like I said, he gonna get away with that shit on NXT because they don't focus a lot on promos. They focus a lot on ring work.
I already put down the bet. He's gonna become world champion.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. I don't see it. I see him getting US, IC, maybe cruiserweight.
I don't think he's gonna be
something like that. But in terms of that interview, though, I mean, like, it frustrated me because I was really excited for that interview. Whenever I heard about it, I was like, cool. Maybe, like, you know, it's an interview, so they're both going to sit down and they're going to have to actually talk and have an actual interview. Joe talked. Shinsuke said, like 1 word here and then, like, 1 word there and then smiled.
Do you need to go back and watch the interview? He said more than 1 word.
Yes. I'm very excited. That was his first part. Okay, his second part was, something like, no, that was the last part. He said something along the lines of,
calm.
Your dojo, that's what it was. He said, your dojo.
No.
Your dojo.
No. The next thing was, the calm style. Which that was like a
whole, that's right, yeah,
like
they asked him if he was, calm, and he, or
why was he calm?
Why was he so calm? And he's like, oh, calm is just my style, you know, I'm just calm. I'm calm. Just how I am. Just how I am. Basically all he said. Like, I can replay you the video. Literally all he says.
Okay.
And then he goes on, and then they ask him, or Joe says something about how Shinsuke trained in his dojo, or something like that.
Your dojo.
And he's like,
your dojo.
Yeah, and he's like, your
I don't
dojo.
remember that.
Your dojo. I don't remember that. And then he just smiles. And that was probably the highlight of Shinsuke's thing there. That made me laugh. I thought that was
probably the highlight of the whole thing.
Like his big old his shit-eating grin that he popped on his face right after he said it. It was just like,
right?
It's like, fuck.
Like, am I getting underneath the skin yet?
It's like, what the fuck? And then right after that was, you know, whenever the respect thing was said, and he said, I respect him, you know, I respect him, something
Joe,
like that.
Joe went first.
Yeah, Joe said, I don't know if I respect him anymore. And then they asked Shinsuke the same question, and he said, yes, I respect, and everything like that. And then Joe just flipped his shit and everything. But, like between, like, that's basically, like, that was in a paraphrasing fashion, what was said from Shinsuke in the entire promo. Whereas Joe is like, you know, he's saying, you know, this and that, and I feel like this and that, and this and that.
Because he could speak English.
Like I said, that's why I said I'm not condemning Shinsuke. I'm just saying, in terms of that promo, Joe definitely came out on top. Like, that, just in terms of that promo. But, like, in terms of ring work, though, I'm definitely giving that to Shinsuke hands down. But in terms of mic work, Joe has him beat hands over. Like, no doubt in my mind.
Okay. Like I told you
the night of, he can't win with you.
Rex is...
So, okay.
Rex
What do we talk about next?
Anywho, so a little bit of beyond the ring stuff. Goldberg. This is a big thing buzzing over the internet.
Oh, yeah, that's
Big
what I was
thing.
talking about.
That's buzzing over the internet. Goldberg has...
Brock called him out.
Yeah, Brock apparently called him out at one point. Then Goldberg appears at Gamescom and makes a comment of such like, he knows where I live, or something like that.
I heard... Like, I didn't hear that, but I didn't watch the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I only watched the beginning where, after the Goldberg,
yeah.
then it quickly turns into please come back.
Yep.
And then he gets on the mic and says, for you all, I'll see what I can do.
Yeah.
And then he says, I'm getting on a train going to New York tomorrow. That's all that I can say about that.
Yeah.
So he's pretty much confirmed that he's going to be there.
Yep, there's a very high possibility that at Summerslam on Sunday, we're going to see Goldberg reappear in the WWE. Well, I think that it was already confirmed that he was going to be there to push the game.
Mm-hmm.
But now the question is you know...
What kind of capacity
at
are they
what
going to use
capacity? I could see that being where Heath Slater pops in. Like,
oh my God!
Goldberg out there promoting the game, and then Heath Slater comes out. I'm the hottest free agent, baby. Comes out there and says, "We're both free agents. Hands up!" Bam! And he gets jackhammered or some shit.
Right.
Or
right.
like if I'm
Does
gonna
he do
get
the baby thing?
What?
Does he do the baby thing?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay.
I know that he jumps out there and says, "I'm the hottest free agent in the world," or something like that. And like,
right.
I can just see him going
Adam,
out there.
Adam
and like,
Cole does that baby thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I just know that I could see that being when Heath Slater comes out, he's gonna get his ass jackhammered into the fucking mat from Goldberg, and everybody's gonna go nuts. Which honestly, it won't bother me. I'm just curious to see what his entrance is gonna be like. Are they gonna do like the fucking smoke where Goldberg comes out, like snorts fucking steam out his nostrils again, like he used to? I'd be like, dude, this is badass.
Did you see him?
Dude, he's ripped, man. Like,
yeah,
he is fit.
He's
I bet you he could come in and put an ass whipping on some motherfuckers.
Like if it's one match that I believe that could take out Brock, it's that.
See, I'm hesitant about that match.
Yeah, because the
first one was terrible.
Yeah.
So it's like,
but, I mean, it's been what? How many years?
Yeah.
Since then.
I don't know. I know that that's probably one of the most infamous WrestleMania matches ever because everybody knows it as like awful match.
Yeah.
Like awful.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm very hesitant about the match taking place. But if Goldberg were to come back to wrestle, even in a part-time capacity, that'd be pretty cool. There's a lot of people that they could pair up against Goldberg. That would be very cool to see.
Roman Reigns.
You know, Roman Reigns versus Goldberg. You put fucking hell, if they build him up right, Braun Strowman versus Goldberg.
Right. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, you got Goldberg was only beaten like 5 times in his entire career.
I think so.
Like all of those times was like controversial.
Yeah, I think so.
Like he never was legitimately beaten. Like he was a fucking monster. So I mean, like I'm expecting him to come back, and honestly, I could see him fucking Lesnar over. During their match and costing him the match.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun to see what happens. I'm very excited for that. So let's switch gears here and we'll talk about the Cruiserweight Classic, which is the exact reason why we're so late on the podcast this week, guys. I had some personal issues come up and it caused us to have to watch the Cruiserweight Classic. We actually just finished it today, and
right before this. Before this.
Yeah, right before the podcast, we finished watching it. So this is actually fresh in our minds. So our first match was Akira Tozawa versus Jack Gallagher. Big upset.
I told you about that. No, I told you that Jack was going to win that.
Did Jack win that?
Yes.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
He didn't?
No. He lost that.
Oh, right. He did. He did. Holy shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you done lost your fucking mind.
Okay, yeah.
Akira Tozawa beat Jack Gallagher. And that was surprising to me. I mean, in a way.
That was a big upset.
Well,
I think the next match was the big upset.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, I was sitting there thinking, like, the way that match started, fucking Gallagher was making Tozawa look like a fucking rookie.
Right.
Like, the whole match.
Because the whole match was Jack at the end.
Yeah,
at the end.
the whole match was all Jack, and then out of nowhere, Tozawa just pulls out a fucking German suplex and wins the match.
Yep.
Honestly, a little bit of an underwhelming match. Didn't care much for it. I felt like, after all the work and all of the flashiness that Gallagher put into it, I felt like he deserved to win a little bit more.
He's either gonna end up on Raw or NXT.
But hands down, he'll probably end up on one of the two, and it'll be interesting to see where they go. I could see him being a heel, though, hands down.
But I mean, he does a good face.
He didn't really
he
cut a
gets
promo
people,
or anything.
Yeah,
so,
but I mean, he gets people behind him.
Right.
Not even cutting a promo.
I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I did laugh really hard whenever he wrapped fucking Tozawa up with a fucking ball and just kicked him in the ass. I was like, what the fuck? Like, that was the best thing I've seen. We move over to Noam Dar versus Ho Ho Lun.
That was a big upset.
Big upset. I totally thought Ho Ho Lun had that in the bag, but you know, you got to give props to Noam Dar. That fucking leg bar of his, or that knee bar.
Yeah.
Like,
and then he takes the
back of the knee or the back of the foot.
Yeah, and then shoves it into your back.
Yeah, like that was a really good match. I was really surprised at the winner there. I was giving that to Ho Ho Lun the entire way, but I mean, that's about all I can say about that. Like, that was shocking. And Noam Dar, I don't see him making it past the next round, but we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Nice versus Kendrick.
Yep, the main event of the night was Brian Kendrick versus Tony Nese, and this match was
the
Brian Kendrick. This match was kind of the same as Jack Gallagher almost. Was where like Nese did a huge amount of the work in the match.
Yeah,
and
but
like
I mean, it looked believable because whereas the Brian Kendrick is skinny as shit. Nese isn't.
Yeah, Nese is built like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
But like Tony Nese,
like right from the get, bam, a knee right to the face.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that Kendrick impressed me pretty well with some of the ways he was selling some of those moves and everything. I honestly, throughout the match, like I don't know, like 5-6 times I was sitting there saying he's done. It's over.
And then at the end,
that's it. And then right there at the end, it was perfect because like he fucking, I forget how they set it up, but all I know is that Nese was going for the 450. And
then Brian just
Brian sits up, dodges it, puts him in his finisher. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, I totally thought that was it. He's gonna hit that 450. It was gonna be done.
Yeah.
And like,
that was so perfect how they did that because he just sat up.
Yeah. I mean,
just sat up.
I'm a little worried about him though, because in the next round he's facing Kota Ibushi.
Yeah.
The Brian Kendrick versus Kota Ibushi, whereas it's gonna be a great match. I'm gonna find it hard to believe for Kendrick to beat that guy.
Well, I mean, maybe if he does, maybe it's gonna be just like that, where he dodges the finisher and.
Maybe, but
oh wait, how can he dodge a suplex?
No, Kota Ibushi's finisher is the last ride powerbomb.
Yeah, that's right. Because that's
right. And I mean, it's
because Kenny Omega done it during his last match, right?
I don't know. It's gonna be interesting because like Ibushi's big time over and very resilient by what we saw in the match against Cedric Alexander.
Right.
But then again, so is Kendrick. Like, this could be one of those matches where like it could get right down to fucking 2 minutes left or something.
Right.
Like, it could get big.
Yeah.
So, anywho, that's about all of our topics for the day. But as a closeout, oh, right, I forgot. My bad. We have a new segment, guys, because I don't really keep up on the indie circuit like Rex here does.
And this is gonna be like a short thing because we can't talk back and forth about it.
Right. Yeah, we don't have a big segment here, but it's still worth noting because Rex watches a lot of the indie stuff like Ring of Honor,
New Japan Pro. That's it. TNA hasn't done anything worthwhile in a while.
So, without further ado, take it away. What you got for us?
Last night, as you know, there was the ROH pay-per-view. Big takeaway from that is Jay Lethal finally lost his title.
Yeah, and you were
second year.
Yeah, you were telling me he had like 2 years running that he's held that title.
He was in his second year.
Like that's really like I mean I may not know Ring of Honor that well, but like holding that championship for that long. I mean, I don't even think.
Right.
I don't
right.
think anybody in the WWE has held a championship that long in fucking. I can't think of anybody that has.
CM Punk, but I
Punk
mean
didn't even hold it that long.
that wasn't. Yeah.
I mean, like that's impressive to have a company have the faith in you to carry their main championship for 2 years running.
Yeah. In his second year.
Like, was the person he lost it to? You said it was Adam Cole. Adam Cole. No, like I said, I don't know
Bullet
this
Club.
guy. Oh, is he part of the Bullet Club?
Yeah.
Okay, see, I didn't know that. Now, like, this guy.
And how they set it up too was perfect, because a few weeks ago on ROH, there was this match. It was supposed to take the whole hour. It was for the title, and Adam Cole and the Young Bucks beat up the challenger. Adam Cole's thing was, as long as I'm in ROH, this guy is never gonna hold the title, never gonna get close to it. Well, then the match actually happens at the final part of it, and Jay Lethal's just like, oh man, I don't want to do this. Hey, ref, call it, because he can't compete anymore. And the guy wouldn't go down, and then Jay Lethal just ended it and pinned him 1, 2, 3. And then when he was walking out, their matchmaker is at commentary, and Jay looked at him and he said, "This is fucked up. Pretty much, this is fucked up. Why would you have this match happen, knowing that he's been injured?" So he walks to the back. Out comes Bullet Club to beat him up again. Okay, same 3. Well, then the match guy gets really pissed off at it, and he's like, "Okay, you know what? I'm sick and tired of this. You are not going to get another chance at the title." He says this to Adam Cole. Well, anyways, they pretty much force his hand, so Adam Cole gets a match at Death Before Dishonor, and that's how it happens. And at the signing, on this episode, Jay Lethal says that this isn't about the title. This is about revenge. So they set it up pretty good. Yeah.
See, and is this a guy that has faced Jay Lethal in the past?
I think so, yes.
For the title?
Yeah.
See, I was like,
he's faced everybody.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, somebody who's held a
2 years.
championship like that in 2 years has probably faced everybody on the fucking roster.
Yeah.
Like, I can't think of anybody. Like, if somebody held the WWE championship before the brand split happened,
Right.
If somebody held that championship for 2 years
now,
straight, every single individual on that roster would have faced him.
Right.
I mean, well, then again, I don't know about that, because Vince has a way of fucking stretching rivalries for like 7 pay-per-views sometimes.
Oh my god.
Like, I mean, goddamn, how many times did we see John Cena versus Randy Orton?
Oh, don't. 10 years. 10
So,
years.
well, that'll be interesting. I mean,
And then, oh, what?
no, I was gonna say that's interesting. I'm surprised that, I mean, I guess it makes sense because the indie circuit is so massive that, like, you have the bodies to be able to keep that interesting for that long of a time. Like, if they want to keep the title on that guy for 2 years, well, I mean, you have an endless supply of guys to go against him.
Right.
So I mean, that I mean, it makes sense that they would do it. I don't think you'd ever see anything like that in, like, the WWE.
No.
Because of the lack of talent. But it would still be very. I think it's really cool that they give a guy that kind of a run.
Yeah, I know, right?
Because now
where does he go from here?
Well, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Now that he's lost the championship, they're probably going to do like a rematch if there's rematch clauses in Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
They're going to do a rematch probably where he'll most likely lose, and
Yeah.
then at that point, we could see a call up of him going to fucking NXT or Raw or SmackDown, and Jay Lethal shows up.
That would be pretty cool. I would mark the fuck out.
Right, I would mark the fuck out. So anyway, what else you got for us?
One last thing, Kenny Omega won G1.
Yeah, you were telling me about this. It's like a tournament or something, a big ass tournament.
Like everybody faces each other. Like there's 2 blocks and everybody versus each other.
and whoever has the most points versus Block A, Block B, them two versus each other, and then the winner of that wins the tournament.
And how big was this tournament? Like, how many people were in it?
Oh, a lot.
Yeah, was there?
Yeah. Yeah.
See, that's really, like, and again, like, it baffles me.
And the point system is win, you get 3 points. Draw, you get 1. And loss, you get 0.
Right.
Right.
Huh.
Yeah.
So you could technically, like...
You could lose one match and then go on to...
You could lose one match and still go on to win the whole thing.
Yeah.
Huh.
I think Kenny Omega lost a couple.
Damn.
Yeah.
See, that's really
it's just
big.
how
Like,
the point system works out.
I've heard a little bit about Kenny Omega, not a whole lot, but I know that I did read something where he had made a comment that he had no intention of going to anywhere other than New Japan anytime soon. I mean, that could just be smoke and mirrors, but like,
see, the thing about it is his contract don't end until 2017.
Right.
And that's when everybody's predicting that he's going to come over. Because the one reason they've approached him before in 2015, I think, about coming over to WWE. And he said, no, I want to face Kota Ibushi. Kota Ibushi was still over there with an injury. And he wanted to face him when he came back. Well, when he came back, he left for WWE. So they're thinking that that's going to be the nail in the coffin.
Kota Ibushi could, well, he'll most likely, if that's the case, then he probably won't show up until after the Cruiserweight Classic and until sometime after that.
What? Kenny?
Yeah, Omega. He probably won't show up until sometime after the Classic.
Well, it can't be until next year.
Right. Did they say if it was going to be like early next year, late next year?
I don't know. I mean, he's doing great over there.
Right. And that's the thing, though. When you're that big of a name, why would you leave a good thing to possibly be like a mid-carder?
Kevin Steen.
Yeah, but Kevin Steen, he already did everything that he could possibly do.
Right.
So, I mean,
see, that's exactly what Kenny Omega is.
Has he spent any time in Ring of Honor yet?
Well, see, they have a deal worked out where New Japan Pro wrestlers are on Ring of Honor, and Ring of Honor wrestlers are on New
so
Japan.
they have a partnership going on?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think they call it the talent exchange.
I think that's really interesting, because, like, you, I mean...
He's the first foreigner to win the G1.
Like a first American?
Yeah.
Since they're all Japanese over there?
Yeah.
See, that's...
Well, that's foreign to them.
Right. That's it's gonna
26.
be really, really big when he does come. Like, obviously, apparently he's a really big star. I mean, you won't shut the fuck up about him. So I mean, like, obviously,
there's a reason.
He's something.
Like,
but it's gonna be cool to see what this guy's got. Like I said, I mean, like you've heard me say it once. You'll hear me say it again. You'll hear me say it a million times. Like, I always look for the
he has all three.
all three.
Yeah, like his matches are perfect. His ring work is awesome, and his mic skill is awesome.
See, I'd have to, that's what I always look for. It's always ring work, mic work, and look. And I've seen the guy. He does look built. Like, he looks like he could be a threat. I heard him on one segment on the mic.
Right.
He showed me.
Yeah.
All I can say about that is
was
saying the word fuck on WWE ain't gonna happen.
Well, no,
That's
he
like have a fucking heart
he don't
attack.
always cuss.
And in terms of match work, I'm guessing it must be pretty damn good if they're gonna give him a title like the G1 Climax or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well, it's not a title. It's kind of like the Royal Rumble, where you go on to their WrestleMania and face, but the only difference is you have to defend
the Climax.
Yeah.
Huh. It'll be interesting to see what happens. See if we have some new faces. I wouldn't have an issue with it.
I'll show you one of his matches sometime.
Right. All right. Well, so that basically covers all of our topics. So now that we're at the closing thing of the podcast, we're going to actually touch on the pay-per-views in their entirety.
All right.
I want to get
Brooklyn
some
first.
Yeah, we're gonna go by our picks tonight. At 6:30, 7 o'clock, whatever. We have NXT Brooklyn #2, back to Brooklyn.
Yep.
I'm going to go through the matches, and we're just going to kind of pick each other's brains and see what our picks are. And people who are listening, I'm very much interested in seeing. So if you want to leave a comment down below, give us your picks.
Please leave a comment. Yeah, because I'm curious on what you all think.
Yeah, because there could be different things that we're not even thinking of that could be happening that other people may have different picks. So anyway, without further ado, let's start out. We got the Revival versus Ciampa and Gargano. What's your pick on that one?
Revival's gonna lose them.
You think Revival's gonna lose that?
Yep. They're gonna have a rematch and then get called up. I think the call up was delayed. I think they should have been called up sooner.
See, that's gonna be interesting because I'm picking Gargano and Ciampa to lose.
Really?
Because I see them starting a rivalry. I see Ciampa and Gargano losing. Ciampa blames Gargano and assaults him after the match.
I see them holding the tag team titles first, and then when they lose them, then shit starts to get real.
Then shit starts to get real. All right, so you're voting Revival, and I'm voting Ciampa and Gargano. So we're gonna see what happens.
We're gonna save this one for last, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So then we move on. We got No Way Jose versus Austin Aries. Austin's gonna take that. He's gotta take that. If they give that to the No Way Jose, Austin's gonna be a joke.
Well,
at that
they yeah.
I mean, because ever since he's shown up, he's basically been a professional loser.
Yeah.
He lost to Shinsuke. He beat Corbin, but that's about it. He's lost ever since. He hasn't had a victory. He needs this win more than Jose, hands down.
They could turn this into a rivalry. And then have Austin win the rivalry, which was more than one match.
See, I think that they should have more Austin Aries win outright, and then just brutally beat the shit out of him afterwards.
Right.
As authority. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Then we got Bobby Roode in his debut match.
Roode has that. Roode has that.
Yeah, it's a debut match. I'm pretty sure Bobby Roode's gonna take that. If he doesn't, I will be pretty fucking shocked. But I'm pretty sure that's how that's gonna go.
Oh, let's save that.
Then we got Billy Kay versus Ember Moon. I personally think Ember Moon's gonna take it. I mean, I've never seen the chick, but it's a debut new wrestler. They're gonna showcase what she can do. And
Triple H doing that interview thing was putting her over something fierce.
Right, and I remember you were saying that. So I mean, I honestly think that's how that's gonna go too.
I'd like to see what she could do in the ring.
Yeah. I'm interested. Honestly, before I saw Naomi show back up, I saw her face and everything. I thought it was Naomi with a fucking face mask. I seriously did.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was, but then Naomi showed up with her fucking glowy shit, which was just disturbing more than anything. It's a thing of nightmares.
Right.
But anyway,
now it's the match that has the question mark over it, right? Yeah.
Well, we got Asuka versus Bayley.
Yeah,
now, if you have to pick one, now you can't say I don't know.
Ooh.
If you have to pick one that you're like, they're gonna win, who would you pick?
Oh, I don't know. See, the only hang up that I have on this match is Bayley hasn't been called up. There has to be a reason behind it. So I'm gonna say Bayley.
You're gonna pick Bayley?
Yeah.
See, and that's funny because I'm sitting there thinking Asuka's got it.
Yeah, but
Asuka's.
But when we watched NXT, you said, Bayley has it.
See, it's again, I'm with you. It's like a half and half. If I had to, if you twist my arm and make me pick, I'm gonna have to say Asuka, just because one, she's undefeated.
Wow. Really?
What?
No. I'm just looking at how much we're.
Right.
3.
We're undefeated. Okay, she's undefeated. 2, she's already beaten Bayley once, and 3. Bayley's already shown her face on the main roster. This could be like her
going away party
send off, like how Zayn got, Corbin got.
But see,
stuff like that. This could be her send off match to send her to the main roster.
But see, something that Bayley has said in the past that she isn't ready to be called up yet. She don't want to be called up.
She doesn't get that choice though. If Vince and Triple H want to move her around,
no, it's Triple H. Triple H has the final say so because it's NXT.
I'm just saying though, they work together in a team.
Well, why do you think Finn took so long?
Yeah, because Triple H was holding him back.
Yeah.
And I mean, if that's how it happens, that's how it happens. I have no qualms about that. I'm just
Right.
saying, like, I personally feel like this is more of the send-off match. This is going to be Bayley's send-off. She's going to go to the main roster. I could be wrong, but time will tell. Then we move to the main event. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Samoa Joe for the NXT Championship. Your pick? Okay, well, you guys can't see what he's doing, but he's wearing his Shinsuke Nakamura shirt because he's hands down thinking Shinsuke's got this. Me, on the other hand, I'm thinking Shinsuke's going to win the match, but not the title. I'm sticking by that. I'm saying that Shinsuke will win, but I think it's going to be either via disqualification or countout. Or a double countout even, where like they're both knocked the fuck out outside the ring. Or something like that.
Or they're both laying down. Yeah, or
they're both knocked out, or something like that, where Joe's going to keep that title, but Shinsuke's not going to lose. So Shinsuke keeps his undefeated streak intact, and they can prolong this to the next takeover and make it fucking huge and like build it up and all sorts of shit. I'm telling you, that's my pick. Is Shinsuke will win that match, but he won't win that belt.
This isn't like a pay-per-view that happens every month.
No, but this would be plenty of time to build this up, because now they could do things like, have Shinsuke fight a few more matches on NXT to try and like Joe could maybe toss a fit with William Regal and be like, no, see, I lost against my match against Finn, okay, and I had to jump through like 3 more hoops to get to challenge him again.
Right.
He didn't beat me. He doesn't get another chance unless he earns it. And then Regal goes and throws him into like a match against oh my god, Shinsuke versus Bobby Roode. Winner goes on to face Samoa Joe. Shinsuke beats Bobby Roode, goes on, faces Samoa Joe.
But do you have Roode win, or do you have Roode lose his second match?
Heel versus heel ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, but still.
I'm just saying, or they could easily say the same thing with Austin.
Roode is gonna be the one that makes it glorious. Yeah, Austin, I see.
Yeah, they could do like Shinsuke versus Austin again. Winner goes on to face Joe. Something like that, there's too much money involved in this, and I don't feel like they're...
I think if they're trying to make money, they would have had Finn stay as champion and have Shinsuke versus Finn for the title.
I just don't feel like they're going to move Joe or Shinsuke from NXT anytime soon.
Yeah.
And whenever Joe drops that title, I feel like he's getting promoted. He's getting sent up. When Joe loses that belt and he has his rematch, he's getting sent up. I don't know which brand. I haven't quite decided which one. If I had to pick one, I would say he'll probably go to SmackDown. I feel like they need the name more. But time will tell. I just feel like when he drops that belt, he's going up.
I don't.
No?
No.
I guess you could have him go off against, the other guys.
After this rivalry is settled, yeah, I could see him going up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. After he drops the belt to Shinsuke, they do their rematch. Joe loses again. He's done. He's gone. He's going up to NXT. Right. He's going up to the main roster.
He's going up to NXT.
So there's our Brooklyn picks. So we got Mike picking Revival, or whoops, his name's Reks. We got Reks picking Revival with me picking Ciampa Gargano. We're both picking Austin over Jose, and we're both picking Roode over CN, and we're both picking Ember Moon over Billy Kay. I'm going Asuka, and you're going Bayley. You're going Shinsuke, and I'm going Joe.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. For those of you listening, we will be doing a recap podcast tomorrow before SummerSlam hits to go over the results of Brooklyn and discuss what happened in Brooklyn and go over the results with everybody that may not have the network, which is $9.99. Sponsor us, WWE. Sponsor.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, and everything like that. We'll go over it then. So let's go into the SummerSlam picks. Okay, so we got SummerSlam. Honestly, when I was composing the list of the card, I didn't realize how many fucking matches were on this card. As you can see, I got my little paper here that I wrote all of the matches down. I actually ran out of room because I didn't give myself enough room.
Start with that one, or
we got we're gonna start off with the kickoff. Okay, the kickoff show. We got Sami Zayn and Neville versus the Dudley Boys. Not that we really care.
Zayn
who
versus
do you think would
Zayn's
get that?
team.
Yeah, Zayn and Neville's probably gonna take that. So
Yep.
hands down. I mean, I don't really care regardless.
Yeah.
But I mean, I
Yeah.
feel like Zayn and Neville will probably take that, especially since Zayn needs the wins to keep himself relevant, and Neville's still a returning guy.
Well, see, I don't know why they would do this, because Sami Zayn, had such a good push. Like, after winning his match against Kevin, he could have went way beyond what he's going now.
But
he could have been pushed to the title.
He could have, but he's not Vince's build.
Yeah, I know.
That's the big thing
know.
that's going to hold him back. Honestly, I feel like they're just kind of playing with him until
I honestly think it's funny that Kevin lost that match and he's getting more time than Sami does.
And that's what I'm saying. I feel like they're going to keep him relevant until the Cruiserweight Championship comes along, and then they're probably going to push Zayn for the Cruiserweight Championship. I can see that.
Yeah.
So then we move to the other thing that's on the kickoff show, which I believe is we got the Usos. We got the Usos, American Alpha, and the Hype Brothers versus the Vaudevillains, the Ascension, and
American Alpha has that.
Yeah, American Alpha's team has that, hands down. I ain't even gonna finish the sentence. American Alpha's team is gonna get that. I don't see the other teams winning. So we go onward. We got let's start from the weaker matches to the heavier matches. Sheamus versus Cesaro, best of 7. It's the first match. I think Sheamus. Personally, I think Sheamus is gonna take it.
You know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Sheamus.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Sheamus will probably take the first one. Just because, like, Cesaro took the last, 2 times that they faced together. So, that's what I'm thinking. Then we go on, we got Darren Young versus Titus O'Neil. Big time thing. If I had to take a pick, I'm thinking Darren Young's going to take it.
Yeah, so am I.
I'm thinking Darren Young's going to take it just because Titus O'Neil, whereas he's still kind of liked, the fact of the matter is, it's like they spent all this time building Darren Young up with the whole make Darren Young great again thing.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to have him just lose his, the match.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening.
No, no, I don't.
So then we go on. We got Jericho versus Enzo and Cass.
Enzo and Cass has that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. And as an added caveat to that, when Enzo and Cass wins that, I see Kevin Owens beating the shit out of Jericho.
Yeah.
I honestly, I can see that.
I don't know. It's this is the only thing that, I mean, you can't turn your back on any one of them two. Because they'll fuck you.
Bend over. Bay wants some sweets.
Exactly.
So then we got Apollo Crews versus The Miz. We got Apollo Crews versus The Miz for the Intercontinental Championship.
Apollo Creed is going to win that.
Crews is going to get that. We're kind of in agreement so far.
But this is small matches.
Yeah. Then we got Alexa Bliss, Natalya, and a mystery partner, which we don't even know who it is. My money's on Nia Jax, but that because those are the heels. Versus Becky Lynch, Naomi, and Carmella. What do you think?
I don't know. I guess the Hills. Faces.
I'm banking on the heels just because I have a feeling.
It honestly depends on who
the
they
partner
have.
is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm betting it's going to be Nia Jax, and if it is, I'm giving it to the heels.
Yeah.
So
if it's Nia Jax, then yeah.
Yeah, I'm giving it to the heels.
I'm giving it to the Hills too.
So okay, so now we're gonna move into Roman Reigns versus Rusev for the United States Championship. What do you think?
I don't know. I was saying Roman Reigns has this, but being that they had the match Monday, I switched my pick.
Yeah, Rusev's gonna
Rusev is not gonna win it legitly, but he's going to retain.
Yeah, Rusev is walking out of Summerslam with the championship, hands down. So now we'll move into a little bit more. We got the Club versus the New Day for the
Club.
WWE Tag Team Championships.
The Club.
Yeah, the Club's gonna take it. It's what's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing that.
You want it?
No.
Oh. What about now?
Anyway.
Yeah.
So
Too sweet.
okay, so we got we'll move onward here. We got Sasha Banks versus Charlotte for the WWE Women's Championship.
Sasha Banks.
Yeah, Sasha Banks is gonna retain. So there's no way she's dropping that belt. Then we got Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton.
That depends.
Okay,
depends.
if Goldberg is not a factor, who wins? Because right now we don't know if he's going to be a factor. So unless he becomes a factor, who wins?
Brock freaking Lesnar. Come on, dude. You know this.
I'm picking Orton. That's
Really?
my pick. I think Orton's going to take it.
Yeah, I can see that.
But if you had to pick, who would you pick? You picking Lesnar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
All right, so now we go to the main event matches. Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler
Dean.
for the WWE Championship.
World Heavyweight.
World Heavyweight Championship.
They
Back to the
changed
World
it back.
Heavyweight now.
Yeah. Dean has that.
See, that's so hard for me to call. These are the matches that we get into that I'm sitting there and I'm like, fuck my life. I'm a fan of both of theirs. They both have all three factors in my eyes. If I had...
Dean Ambrose.
If I had to pick, I'm going to go Dolph Ziggler.
Really?
Yep.
Why?
Because...
Is it just because I'm picking Dean?
No, because I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, one, it seems too obvious that Ambrose is going to win. And it seems like they've been trying really hard to make this shit unpredictable. Secondly, after the podcast with Stone Cold, it has been stated that Ambrose is getting a lot of backstage heat for the statements he made. So this could be a punishment.
For me too, yeah. Ziggler for me too.
So I'm
I totally forgot about that.
I'm thinking Ziggler is...
Ziggler. Yeah, Ziggler for me too.
I mean, if Ambrose wins, I'm not going to be surprised, but I got a feeling
and
that
then the
Ziggler
main
might
event,
take it.
which is, you already know mine.
We got Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins for the
Seth
WWE
Rollins.
Universal Championship.
Seth Rollins.
Finn Balor's got this, man. The
I
Demon's going to run roughshod right over your boy.
Mm-hmm.
And
he's not going to school him.
It's not going to be like he's going to school him, but I'm just saying, like, Demon's going to come out with the championship. That's what's going to happen. The Demon's going to eat him.
Seth don't need no face paint to hide behind.
No, he just needs the authority, J&J security.
Where's the authority now? Where's J&J security now?
I'll give it time.
Mm-hmm.
So Finn...
the one unknown is the Club.
Right. Yeah. Oh, I forgot. John Cena versus AJ Styles.
AJ Styles has that.
See, for me... Again... both have all three, and I'm sitting there, I'm like... If I
John Cena is his favorite, so...
If I had to pick...
AJ Styles is my favorite out of the two, so...
If I had to pick on who they're most likely to give it to, it'll probably be AJ Styles. It will most likely be AJ Styles. Though I'm rooting for Cena. Come on, Cena. Alright, so there's our picks. So in terms of our picks as a recap, we got Neville and Zayn going over the Dudley Boys. We got Rusev going over Reigns. We got Cruz going over Miz. I mean, we're pretty much in unison for the most part. We got Darren Young going over...
Main events.
Yeah, we got
the only ones that...
We got Darren Young going over O'Neal. We got the heels going over the faces of the Divas.
No, it's only one main event that we... Wow. Brooklyn, we're
right.
all types of angry about, but only the Finn versus Seth
Jericho is going to lose to Enzo and Cass. We're split up on the Lesnar and Orton thing.
Yeah.
Rex is thinking Lesnar. I'm thinking Orton. We're both thinking Sasha. We're both thinking Club. We're both thinking Ziggler. We're both thinking Sheamus. We're both thinking Styles. And then the big one, we're split right down the middle, man. I'm sticking with it. Finn Balor will be the Universal Champion come Monday Night Raw. It will happen. If it does not happen, I'll be shocked. They are pushing this guy so hard. I feel like Vince is going to give that to him on a silver platter. So that's how it's going to be. And again, if we're able to come up with the time, hopefully we will. We're going to be doing if time allows, we're going to be doing a Summerslam results podcast before Monday Night Raw on Monday. If time allows, we just got to see how things go. If not, we will be adding in the results with our regular podcast after the Cruiserweight Classic takes place on Wednesdays. So anyway, there's our podcast for the week, and hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic weekend, and enjoy Brooklyn and SummerSlam. Hopefully that it doesn't turn into a fucking travesty and turn into a nightmare.
Brooklyn? No.
Brooklyn and SummerSlam. I mean, you never know. They could do some things that piss us off. We never know. So, I mean...
Brooklyn is going to be good. SummerSlam is my one question mark, because look at all the matches.
Right. I don't know, but there's our podcast. Hopefully you guys liked what you heard. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. If you really liked it, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you have any suggestions on how we can make the podcast a little bit better, be sure to leave a comment down below and let us know. And don't forget our weekly question. In the Shinsuke and Joe conversation interview on NXT, who do you think won in terms of the words in that whole thing? Who do you think did the better mic skills and the better work there? Or at least who do you think made the interview entertaining, or whatever you may think. And if you have any other comments about anything we say, make sure you leave the comments below. Until next time, this is Rex and Big T signing off. Y'all have a good weekend.